All right, so good to come back to Taldor and more specifically to Sonatron, where you all have been dealing with a rapidly unfolding situation in which Vilri Eldara, the daughter of Silwith, and a once threat to the town, you have since found her resurrected at the center of a blight in the woods to the north, and out of I guess perhaps a sense of mercy and wanting to do something right, you've brought her back to Sonatron, her newly reincarnated form. Mute and incapacitated though she is, you all have realized that this spirit creature, this dark, haunting spirit creature that you first encountered in the Blighted Woods, has seemingly followed you all and her back to Sonatron. And so, having gathered the townsfolk of Sonatron together in an attempt to make sure that everyone is safe and protected as best they can be, as you all investigate this threat, you have found your way out to an outlying farm just up to the north of town, where Perry Hemsoth, one of the town militia, had ridden off in an attempt to track down townsfolk to bring them back in, but she never returned. And so, through the darkness, you all have meandered through the fields here at the farm of Baria Pontius, where you have since found a deceased horse, one that looked quite similar to the one that Baria had ridden out of town, but not Baria herself. And so you sort of kept going, and although you had a brief flashing glimpse of the dark spirit creature as it lashed out through the high crops, you all have pressed on anyway. And just outside of the farmstead, there's two buildings. The main sort of house, which has a large porch out front that steps up into a two-story building, quite nicely constructed, if not a little worse for wear in these days. And off to the north, to the right-hand side from the main house, is a large barn. And interestingly, sitting next to the large barn is a rather large, interesting-looking rock that it seems like heavily weather-worn, but it has this vague resemblance to that of a helmet. Strangely enough, it's this massive stone that's situated right up against the side of the barn. But right in front of you, you all have stumbled across the still and motionless body of a young child, lying on its back, on their back, in the damp, cold mud. Apparently, quite pale, and lying there motionless with her eyes wide open. She wears quite simple clothes, and lies there in quiet repose on the floor as the rain is trickling down heavily all around you all, and you see lights on in the farmhouse there next to you, and the darkness stretching out in every direction besides. What do you guys do?
Well, I was gonna call out again, saying, Vilray! We know you're out there, or here. This has gone on too long. Come out so we can talk.
Do you shout that in any particular direction, or just in general?
Towards the, I would say towards the I remember we saw them the thingy spirit thingy tried to ran into some crops, so towards the direction of those crops.
Okay, so back toward the east from where you guys had come through the crop fields.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you shout your warning into the night, and all you hear in return is the howling whisper of the winds as they blow through the dark fields.
If nothing happens, you said we noticed there was movement or something in the house. I think
didn't notice movement, but you did notice lights, sort of the flickering of torchlight or candlelight, even coming from the main floor of the house.
Shibello would then also call out towards the house. If there's anyone in the house, show yourself. We're here to help.
Okay. Now, Shibello had been sort of up on his broom of flying before, about 20 feet up in the air. Are you gonna stay up high, or?
He'd hover down about 5 feet in the air.
Okay, so still slightly off the ground.
Oh,
I noticed that you unpaused the game. Am I good to be inching closer towards the house as he's?
Yeah. You guys can freely move about. Certainly, yeah. Just if you do start to move around or take actions, let me know.
Okay, Ulfgar is going to be approaching closer.
Okay.
Eulogy would like to see if you can figure out what killed the kid, because Kelsey forgot what happened.
Yeah. So the young girl sort of sprawled out. Like I mentioned, she's lying motionless in the wet mud, just right there out front of the house. And she, as you look at her person, there aren't any obvious wounds, but her skin seems drained of color, and she lies there motionless, with her eyes wide open. Go ahead and roll an investigation check to see if you notice anything more revealing than that.
I'm gonna go normal roll, because I assume eyes of minute seeing doesn't matter.
No, not in this case. Okay, so with the 16, you look over the body, and you can't help but notice that in the girl's left hand, or just underneath it, it seems like it had fallen out of her hand, was a small wooden toy. It almost resembles a top, and it lies there underneath her left hand, kind of poking into her motionless left thigh. But otherwise, you don't see anything else.
Or like to collect the top.
Okay.
Go ahead
and add that top to your inventory.
Okay, we'll do. And Eulogy will turn to the group, and then he'll say, "We should get this poor child out of the rain. I mean, I know they're already really wet, and I don't know, maybe it's kind of pointless, but figure we need to go inside of one of these places anyway. May as well put a decaying child's corpse there."
Going
So I guess it's a
house.
Are we sure that inside the house is safe?
Well, no, but the kid's already dead, so.
I was meaning more so for us.
Well, I suppose I'm curious what we should do to determine the level of safety, and upon presumably learning that it is not safe, figure out what we want to do.
Well, we know the creature's outside somewhere, so yeah, so let's go ahead and go inside.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright, this child looks like it probably deadlifts more than me, even as a corpse. Could I get a little help here?
Ulfgar's gonna shrug his
I'll help you
shoulders
move
as
it.
he's already fireman carrying the body of Vilry.
Oh, thank you, Ulfgar.
I'll help you move it.
Oh, right. You're already doing that. Well, thank you. Well, I guess this is a deadlift of its own kind. Okay.
I think Virgil said he was gonna take it, right?
Right.
All right, come on over.
Oh, he's
by the
yeah,
way.
he's not on his computer. So Virgil,
All right.
it sounds like you step over to assist Eulogy. All right.
All right, and then we're gonna pick the kid up, and Eulogy's gonna say, "Well, I will start taking this kid to the house. If someone's concerned about this,
Other
figure something out."
than the fact that you said there's a light on, is there any other indication that anyone else happens to be around?
What sort of indications are you looking for? Because the normal sort of casual things like the sound of voices or just milling about and footsteps are completely absent. And so unless there's anything,
Any blood trails of like somebody who ran away?
roll
Blood trails?
a perception check for that.
Perception. Okay. 12.
Got a 12. Okay. So Virgil, you cast your gaze about and look around for any signs of obvious foul play or blood anywhere, and as you look around, you don't quite pick anything out. I mean, maybe it's the darkness, maybe it's the sheen of the falling rain, but between those things, were there any blood around? You're not noticing it, and maybe it's even just being washed away in the rain. Yeah, but no obvious signs to tell. Okay, so you guys, sounds like Virgil and Eulogy at least make their way over to the front steps, the front porch of the.
Shibello will move, but my boundaries, I'm stuck on like 98% for the arm. So, but he'll move too.
Okay, so Shibello's gonna head on over there as well. All right, and Oliander, are you going to follow your friends?
Ooh, the robot strikes again. Also, Bruce, I can't see anything. I could for a second, and then it went away.
Are you not able to see yourself on the porch?
No. Nope, never mind. Okay, I found it.
Okay.
It was just out of focus.
Oliander, are you having audio issues or? So I'm not seeing him anywhere.
Oh my god, I don't know what to do.
Are you talking about the loading issue?
Yeah, it's like it just. Wait, did I finally get in? Is it just like my laptop that bad?
How old's your laptop?
Pretty old.
Okay, well, there's your answer.
I was gonna say, I presume you've already tried reloading.
Okay.
Yeah, I like literally. I'm in now. It just took
Okay.
Stupidly long time.
All right, so you guys walk up onto the steps of the farmhouse there that sits in front of you to seek some level of shelter in the rain from or from the rain, excuse me. And when you step up onto the porch, you see that there's a window to the right and a couple of windows to the left, both of which there seems to be light sort of pouring out. Looking over a couple of rocking chairs on the right-hand side and a bench and a nice little potted plant on the left-hand side. And the door to the farmhouse directly in front of you stands ajar, wide open.
Does the plant look like it has been neglected in
Do you
its
hear me?
care?
Does the plant look like it's been neglected? No, it doesn't.
Got you? Yeah. You ready for that too?
Oh, yes.
Virgil, why don't we take the child into this room over here with some rugs?
My token is gone.
You're currently on the steps of the farmhouse.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can now.
Yes.
Alright. Okay, cool.
All right. So Eulogy, I see you walking over towards the window. Or is that where you're going?
Hoping to be carrying the dead kid with Virgil into this like farm-style rugged area.
Okay, so that's the window over there. The door was immediately in front of you.
Cool. Let's try that one more time.
Okay. So you and Virgil and the body besides the three of you come into the main room, and when you enter this room, you see that there's several bits of nice modest furniture laid out without too much untoward. On the right hand side, there's a candle that sits lit on the table there in the center of the room. Directly in front of you, you see a shattered, broken chair, though in a simple wooden style. It sits just outside of the entrance on your left that seems to lead into another room just beyond.
Here, Virgil, let's set this child on the couch here.
Okay.
All right, so you guys
Alright,
go
you
and
said-
drop her off.
And
Could not hear that.
Who was that speaking?
Not sure. I think that might have been.
oh, I just said I try to set her down as gingerly as possible.
Okay, yeah. Which is easy to do. I mean, between the two of you, she's quite light. She's a young child, and so she's still quite wet. Her hair, kind of like peppered with flecks of mud and small pebbles. You lay her motionless form down on the couch, and it's hard to say that she looks restful. She doesn't. But there she lays.
Ulfgar's gonna go ahead and walk over, and he's gonna place Villery's body on the carpet. Floor over here. And then he is going to go ahead and wield his great axe really fast, noticing some of the distressed areas, right, like the broken chair or whatever, and just sort of start to inch forward over towards this open room over here.
Okay. Well, as you see quite quickly, as you inch over there, you see what looks like a kitchen. Obviously, there's a stove just across the room, but sprawled out on the floor in front of you is a body of an older gentleman, wearing similarly plain clothes to the style that you all have seen many of the residents of Sonatron sport. Sort of simple, neutral colored tunic with some olive drab pants, and he lies a bloodied mess on the floor, just sprawled out and contorted in all kinds of in awkward ways, and all over the floor is just covered with the thick red blood that seems to seep out of his some gash wounds across his chest. The blood just trickling through the seams of the floorboards in Ulfgar's direction.
I guess Ulfgar will then turn around towards his companions and just sort of alert them and saying, looks like there's another body in the kitchen. By the looks of it, I'd assume, probably the child's father. I don't know what did this to him, but he's messy.
Shibello's gonna call out into the house, yelling, "Is there anyone else alive here? We are Knights of Taldor, and we'll do our best to protect you."
Okay. So you call out once again and find no reply to your offer of safety.
I am going to quietly go up to the second floor.
Okay, go ahead. If you want to do it quietly, keep in mind that you are holding a torch in your hands, so that you can be quiet, but that's quite a...
I'm holding a lantern, and I can dim it down by dropping the hood, so it only goes to 5 feet.
Oh, okay, well there you go.
So then I will quietly
do that. Give me a second.
Supposed to be a standing watch.
So you want to dim it down to 5 feet?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, and seeing Shibello walk up behind me, I'll be like, hang on a second, I'm being quiet about it. And then we'll go up to the second floor.
And he'll stop and just say, "Call out if you need anything."
Alright.
So
How do I
Shibello,
take this thing, Bruce?
I assume you're not still sort of lightly hovering on your flying broom, so if you don't mind adjusting your elevation.
Maybe I am.
Maybe I am. Good point.
Bill's like, I know these floors could have acid in them.
Okay, so Oliander, your sort of small fairy form comes creeping up the stairs, and with just the faintest hooded light to give away your approach, you tiptoe up, feeling pretty good about avoiding all the squeaky steps. But as you ascend, you see directly in front of you at the top of the stairs a doorway. There's a window immediately to your left, but it seems like to your right-hand side, the sort of second floor hallway extends off in that direction. There is there's 2 doors immediately near you. There's the one directly in front at the top of the stairs, and then there's a second one to your right-hand side, kind of on a diagonal before the hallway continues further on to that right-hand direction. Both doors.
Alright, I will step up the stairs slightly. Do I hear anything now that I'm a little more on the second floor?
Roll a perception check. Let's see. All right, so with an 18, you bend your long pointed ear forward and try to make out between the faint sound of your flame flickering in the lantern and the pitter patter of rain up on the shingled roof overhead. Let's see if you hear anything. All right, you don't hear anything louder than the beat of your own heart. And the sound of your friends downstairs, kind of stepping and walking around.
All right. Because I am confident I did not hear anything, I will go ahead and pull the hood of my lantern back up to give myself a more full view with the light, and I will call down to Shibello. All right, Shibello, you're good to come up.
Hello, we'll go up to the second floor.
All right. So maybe while Shibello and Oliander head up to the second floor, what are the rest of the companions doing? So Ulfgar, Virgil, and Eulogy still down on the ground floor.
Virgil wants to step back outside and just look for any signs of the antlered creature.
Okay, so stepping back outside and keeping a watch for the dark antlered spirit that has been lurking about. Okay. Go ahead and what's your passive perception?
What was the question?
What's your passive perception? I can check that real quick.
12.
12. Okay. All right, Ulfgar?
Is it just 10 plus my 4?
Yeah, 10 plus your bonus, yeah.
Yep, 12.
All right. Ulfgar? Eulogy?
Yeah, I was just going to say, sort of similarly to Virgil looking out there, I'm seeing this. Is this another window here in the back that's like maybe has a curtain pulled and that's why we're not seeing through?
You talking about the one immediately to your northwest, Ulfgar?
Yes.
Yes,
right
that is a window that looks out. So if you were to step over there and peer outside of that window, you'd see the dark backyard just behind the house, and just to the left-hand side, you see a well, just sort of outside of the back of the house on the left-hand side there. But yeah, otherwise you see the black and white darkness in front of you, and even in that direction behind the house there, it seems like more crop fields extend off in that direction. So you see the tops of a few of those scarecrows I had mentioned were standing out to you guys, sort of peeking up over the off in the distance there.
Okay. Well, while we're waiting to hear back from Oliander, who went upstairs, I'm just gonna keep monitoring that window, see if I notice any movement or any activity.
Okay.
And during this time, Eulogy is going to be trying to investigate the scene of this here body's moida, whether it's bloody footprints or wood splinters from something.
Okay.
Mostly trying to identify where a thing might have gone after this event.
Sure, yeah. So go ahead and roll investigation, and this time go ahead and do so with advantage.
Nice.
For your eyes of minute seeing. Ooh, there we go. 17, nice. So you look down at the body, and like I described, it definitely has all manner of gashes that seem to be present across its body. But when you take a closer look, it's notable that these gashes don't seem to have been they don't sort of resemble claws, right? Rather, what they resemble are sort of intricate seams of breakage in this man's skin that seem to take on kind of almost spiraling patterns along his left rib cage. When you pull up his shirt, you can see that his left rib cage has this seaming pattern of bloody gore on his left hand side, and as well as and that pattern is, if you were to pull up his shirt further, Eulogy would see that this pattern continues up his left hand side all the way up his neck and his collarbone and neck, and up the left-hand side of his face.
Have I seen anything that matches this pattern before?
You have not, no.
Okay. Creepy. And does it seem? Well, I mean, I guess clearly magical, but more like, is there? Like, does it look like it's vining in like, I don't know, creepy druid shit?
Yeah, it kind of does resemble the sort of meandering pattern of vines grasping up along his torso.
Okay. So as Eulogy returns into the room, he's gonna pass by Ulfgar and he's gonna say, "Ulfgar, watch out for creepy druid shit. God bless you. Regathiel bless you."
Sorry, say that again. There's what? There's what? Creepy what?
Watch out for creepy druid shit.
Oh, okay. I was already watching out for basically any type of crazy shit, but I guess I should particularly be looking for druid.
Yes. Yes, indeed. That's right. Don't trust anything.
Okay, so back upstairs. Shibello and Oliander, you guys step up onto the main floor, or the second floor there. Like we mentioned, there are a couple doors there before you guys. Shibello, it looks like you've kind of walked a little bit further, and you can peer down that hallway where you see through another doorway. This one standing wide open. It seems like there's a bedroom off in that direction.
I guess when he came up, Shibello would have, said, like, did you hear anything while you were up here? And then take, like, a listen for himself.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Nope, nothing at all.
All right, so Shibello bends his big elephant-like ears to see what sounds he can pick up on, and that's about when you hear the conversation from downstairs where Eulogy starts telling Ulfgar to watch out for creepy druid shit, and so,
right.
so otherwise you don't pick up on any other noise up on that second floor.
So Shibello is going to say, looks like there's a door open over there. I'm going to head this way.
Alright, I'll watch your back. Be careful.
Alright, so Shibello, as you step forward, you see a really, a decently appointed bedroom, especially for the sort of relatively modest living conditions of the folk of Sonatron. Clearly, this farm is one that has not suffered quite as much as most in Sonatron. The sort of downturn in fortunes. There's an unmade bed, a sort of queen-sized bed there to your left-hand side, and a large but unlit fireplace that stands across the room from you, and you see a sort of dressing mirror set up against the wall over there, and a few dressers along the walls as well. But otherwise, you don't pick out any movement or signs of occupation.
All right. So we'll turn back to Oliander and say, doesn't seem to be anything in there. Guess maybe we can check in these other rooms.
Virgil, can you go ahead and give me a perception check? Or I guess, yeah, can you... Right,
sure. 8.
An 8, okay. All right, so Virgil, you're standing out front on guard, and you see off in the distance a clattering of lightning off to the north. All right, Shibello, it looks like you open up the door leading up to this other room, and it's a much smaller, bedroom that you peek into here. There's 2 beds. Certainly by the way that they're made up and their size, and by virtue of the dressings on the walls in this room, it seems like this room is one appointed for young children. And you look around and you can't help but notice. Go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage for your sense of smell. All right. You notice this as you enter the room. You notice a smell of it's almost like dewiness, like slightly wet leather.
Shibello is going to go up. I'll say it's like it smells like something in here, a little weird, Oliander. And he's gonna walk up in between the beds, and he's gonna like poke his head down and look underneath. This bed on the left, and then if there's nothing under there, look on the one on the right.
All right. So as Shibello ducks down, his large lumbering form ducks down, you hear a female voice cry out, "Daniil, run!" And out from behind one of the beds on the far side, Oliander more so than Shibello, you see a young girl spring up from behind the bed, and she starts to sort of come around the bed before she clocks you and Shibello, and what you notice is that this young girl looks exactly like the one that you found out front. And then Shibello, when you look down and look under the bed, you see someone you recognize, Perry Hemsoth, under the bed there, and she seems frantic as your dark form kind of peeks down under the bed, and she actually kicks out to try and kick at you. Let's see. She got a readied action to kick out at you. Let's see if this goes. How this goes. Fortunately, Shibello, you react quickly enough that you're able to pull yourself back, and you see her black leather boots just sort of kick out from under the bed, and she says, "Go, Daniil, go!" But the young girl stops short, looking at Oliander and back at Shibello, and she seems confused, and she stops and she says, "But wait, these are some people."
Please, we're not here to hurt you. We're from Sonatron. I promise.
And Shibello will, recognizing Perry, will say, "Perry, in God's name, don't kick at me."
Sir Shibello?
Yes, did you not hear us calling out?
We did, but we didn't know if it was the spirit trying to play tricks on us. And she says this as she realizes who you are, and she starts scrambling out from underneath the bed and sort of pops up, and you see you see that she is muddy. Perry is muddy. She's wet. Her her whole her hair is sopping wet. Clearly still fresh from having been out in the rain earlier. But she steps up and she looks at you, and she looks at over at Oliander, and she says, "Sir Shibello, who's your friend over there?"
This is a new friend, Oliander. He is, yes, a friend.
Hello.
Well.
I promise we're not here to hurt you.
This is, and he says to Oliander, "This is Perry. He was the, guard, basically, or the runner that came to warn the, this village, or farm. Obviously, is there anyone else?" He'll look back at Perry and say, "Is there anyone else up here or anywhere else on the farm that you know of?
No, it's as far as I can tell, it's just Daniel and myself. The spirit it got my horse when I was riding out to the farmstead, and it damn near got me too. But I was quick enough on my feet that I bounced back up and was able to dart off into the high crops before it could get me. And when I came, I ran into Yali out front, and Yali just stood there. She didn't even have any idea what was happening before the creature cast some magic on her. I don't know, and she fell. She fell just like a rock into the mud, and just as quickly I heard Gerardo from the kitchen call out after the commotion, and it seemed like just as quickly he seized up in pain and fell to the floor. I didn't know what to do, so I ran inside, ran into Daniil here, and came and locked ourselves up in the room.
What about Pontius?
Pontius?
Berea Pontius, right? I think that's who we're here for.
Yeah, Berea. She's not here, as best I know. But I haven't really had a chance to search around everywhere. I was attacked as I was riding up to the farm.
Well, don't worry. We're not alone. Lord Virgil and Ulfgar and Eulogy are downstairs as well. We'll make sure you guys are safe. We've killed the spirit once before. We can do it again. Do you know if there are any other major structures on the farm? Anywhere we might look for any more survivors?
There's the barn just across the yard there.
Maybe there's people held up there too. Well, you did well. Good job keeping this young one safe. Shibello, should they stay here while we go try to find other people? What should we do?
Yeah, no, stay up here and hidden. Keep the door closed.
Sir Shibello, yeah. if as you say, you and Lord Virgil and all of your other companions are here, then I can come with you. I can fight.
No,
Sir Lauren has taught me.
This creature, and he'll put his hand kind of on her shoulder. I'm sure you've grown strong in the time with Sir Lauren, but this is too much for you, Perry. Your job right now is to protect the child. For if we are to fail, you're the only thing that's still around to protect her. So stay here, and we'll come back for you when we have a safe way to get you out of here.
Roll a persuasion check. Okay.
Yeah, boom.
So your insistence upon her responsibility to safeguard Daniil seems to sink in, and she, although she still has this sort of fight in her eyes and this sense of defiance, she nods and she says, "As you say, sir."
So yes, like my friend said, maybe stay here and we'll be back. But yeah, stay hidden.
What if you've made it into the house here? What of Gerardo? What of Yali?
Yali's the young one's sister?
She is, yes.
Right.
Twins.
And Gerardo's the father, right?
And so the young girl chimes in. She says, Gerardo's not my dad, but ever since my dad left, he's taken care of us. Our mom and Yali and I.
So he'll walk up to the child and he'll actually like kneel down since he's so much probably taller than her, and put his hand on her shoulder and looking just straight in the eye and just say, "I'm sorry to have to tell you, but they are both passed from this life."
And so she sort of has this blank look on her face as you say this, and she that blank look quickly transitions to kind of the furrowing of eyebrows in fear as she casts her gaze over in the direction of Perry, and Perry kind of looks down at the floor a little bit, and she says, and Danielle says, "But Perry, you told me everything was going to be okay." Perry looks up from her wet boots, and she looks over at Danielle, and she says, "Danielle, everything will be okay. You'll be okay. We'll make sure you make it."
Oh.
Shibello, still looking at her face to face, will say, we won't let anything happen to you." And then he'll kind of put his hand on her head and say, "Bazra will protect you, as will I."
All right. She the young girl, still seeming a little shell shocked, she just looks up at you. She looks over at Perry. She looks over at Oliander, and her shoulders sink a little bit, and she just sort of like comes over to sit down on the bed there next to Perry.
Shibello will say, "Now, yes, you two stay here. We'll be back. Keep the door closed. Don't open it unless it's, one of us. Perry, you know who we are."
"Yes, sir," Perry says.
Close the door? Alright.
All right. So the two of you leave the room there, and it looks like Oleander's taking a peek in that other door. Which, when you open that up, you see that it opens up into a small closet space with a jug of liquid that's sort of stoppered up, and a couple of shelves of linens on the right hand side, and a broom off in the corner to the right hand side as well.
All right. Nothing of use here. Let's join up with the others.
Yes.
All right. So after a couple of minutes, your companions, Ulfgar and Eulogy, and your companions Shibello and Oliander come stepping down the stairs from the second level and rejoin you down on the ground floor.
Shibello will tell them that what happened, that we found Perry and the young one's sister, and they're both hiding in a room upstairs until we tell them it's all clear.
Well,
They also said about that, from what Perry knows, Pontius, or the woman, isn't here. For granted, she literally got attacked as she was riding in, so she doesn't really know much.
She did say that there's a barn not too far from here that we could also check for survivors.
suppose that's where we should go next then. Perhaps
Do we
can
want to
get this
leave them in the
before
house, or
Ford
do we
down.
want to take them with us so that we can protect them and lead them to safety, right? Because everyone is gathering at the feed mill, right?
That is true, but we should come collect them when we're done searching the farm. The young child is pretty shook by the whole situation, and I think it would be dangerous and not good for her to take her out in case we have to confront that monster.
Okay.
Makes sense. And we're still just lugging Villery along, right?
All I know what to do right now.
Well, I guess we may as well take her, like we have been.
Yeah, so let's go check the barn.
Okay. Virgil, go ahead and roll me another perception check as you look out through the darkness, and I assume you've got your sort of blazing eyes of Regathiel alight as you peer out
Yeah.
into the darkness.
True sight on.
He's trying to look as intimidating as hell.
Got a 19.
All right, so you're peering out, and as you're watching through the sort of across the fields in front of you, you hear in your voice, or excuse me, in your head, the sound of a voice that sounds very familiar. It's the voice of Regathiel, and what you hear is, "Look closely now," and then right as soon as he says that, there's another flash of lightning, and you swear that you pick out in the fields just to your northeast, around the right hand side of the barn, that's just north of where the porch that you're on. You see a flash of antlers rising up above the crop line, and it's gone just as quickly as you noticed it.
So, having seen that, I shout to everyone, "It's over there! Everyone, come outside! I've spotted it!"
Eulogy will quickly follow.
Sí, Ulfgar también. Where? Which way?
Over there, by the barn. And I'll point in the direction. And I guess if it hasn't been more than 10 minutes, it's like I cast my flying spell towards the end of last session.
Has it been more than 10 minutes? No, not quite yet, but it's close to 10 minutes. So you've got maybe a minute or so left on your fly spell.
So if I can just kind of like get up in the air to try to improve my visibility as I float towards that direction, kind of, I want to kind of start going even if everybody's not outside yet.
Okay.
How do we... Oh, there you go. We go ahead and go to the farm.
Yep. All right. So Virgil, you step out, and you said you're gonna fly. Go ahead and fly up to try and get a better view.
Yeah, like I don't know, 40 feet up.
40 feet up. Okay. So Virgil,
Bella's
you
gonna do the same.
do the same with your broom of flying.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and adjust your token. Now, so Virgil, you rise up into the air, and you cast your gaze around, and you pay particular attention to the area where you just saw the antlers, kind of in the midst of the crops in the distance, and and you blink and blink again, and you just scan all throughout through the darkness. Your eyes glowing with that faint trailing flame-like glow as you utilize your gift of Regathiel, and although you could swear it was there, you look out, and what you see in that area is not but a scarecrow, a stationary scarecrow. And this is what you see as the rest of your companions come streaming out of the off of the porch, out back into the pitter-patter of rain falling overhead. What do you guys do?
We must pursue it. We can't let it hurt anyone else.
Agreed. And
We shouldn't-
Eulogy will try to follow wherever Virgil goes from the ground.
Shibello says we should be careful to avoid going too far into the into that field. We don't want to get separated and start attacking us one by one, since we know our visibility is limited there.
All right.
So we move closer.
Okay. So go ahead and move your tokens as you guys move. Virgil, I'll go ahead and move you. All right. So the direction that you saw the signs of the the creature off to the north were sort of around the side of the barn nearby. So did you want to go around that right-hand side of the barn?
Yes.
Okay. So again, as you do so, it sounds like your friend Shibello is maybe flying about 20 feet off the ground, just behind, sort of trailing behind you, Virgil, as you shoot out over the night sky, and all right. So as you're flying over the crop fields, Virgil, you suddenly feel this this chill come over your person, and your fly spell, that sort of buoyancy that you had that you've been feeling with your fly spell, it seems to just not fade away like it normally does when you've cast the spell before, but it is almost like wrenched out from under you as your magic becomes completely dislodged, and you start plummeting from the 40 feet out of the air that you are at.
Ooh.
Do I see him come plummeting?
Yes.
I don't know how quickly I can cover the ground, but if I see him just falling, I don't know if it's possible for me to try and get to where he's at.
So
try and catch him.
So this wouldn't have happened until after he was. I probably didn't narrate this well, but this would have happened after Virgil sort of like flew out over the field.
Okay, never mind then.
So he's kind of
on his own,
plummeting. He's plummeting down into the area of crops there. Virgil, we're gonna go ahead and roll 4d6s, unless you have any mitigating abilities.
Nope.
All right, so you come crashing down out of the sky into the crops below, and you feel the hopefully some cushioning from these crops as they sort of break underneath your weight, and you slam into the ground for 16 points of bludgeoning damage. But you hear the footsteps of your friends not too far off in the distance.
And Bella's just gonna call out, Virgil, we're over here. In case you can't see us. And then he's gonna kind of specifically keep a lookout for any movement around Virgil or the horned guy.
Okay, yeah, you can't really see Virgil. He's off in the. Oh wait, I guess
where I saw
Shibella's
Virgil
still in the
fall.
air, right? Yeah, Shibella's still
Yes,
in the
I
air,
am.
so you actually would have seen exactly where he fell.
Yeah, so he's gonna kind of keep. He's just look around or look for any maybe movement within the stuff.
Well, surely enough, Shibello, you see movement, and that movement almost seems to appear out of nowhere, right where your friend just fell, and Virgil, stepping through the tall crops there immediately next to you is the black-clad, tall, wooden-limbed creature with the deer skull mask and antlered mask, sort of lifting up around its head, and it steps out of the crops really before you've had a chance to recover from that sudden fall, and you just see it looming over you. Shibello, you will have seen it appear there as well.
Shibello will call out and say, "It's there! The creature! It's harassing Virgil! Virgil, be careful!"
So it turns its head up in the direction of Shibello, and Shibello, you see it look up. Virgil, you see it look up, and it takes a moment to regard Shibello overhead, and it lifts up its left arm in your direction, and Virgil, you see. What's that?
In Shibello's direction?
Yeah, he holds up his arm in Shibello's direction. Yeah. Or it.
If I have a chance to react to it, I'm just gonna assume it's trying to do the same thing it did to me, and I'm gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast at it.
Sure. From the ground where you lay, go ahead and cast an Eldritch Blast. This happens sort of simultaneously with its own action. What it's doing.
And can I do the 2 or just the 1?
Can you do the 2 or just the 1? I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, because normally the Eldritch Blast cantrip for me is to...
Oh. Yeah, you can do the 2. That's fine.
Well, okay. I got an 18 and a 10.
So the 18 actually did hit.
Okay. 11.
All right. So from the ground where you lay prone, Virgil, you sort of reach up and a bright orange sort of gout of fiery force comes leaping from your open palm, and the first one streaks up at the figure that's looking up and away from you, and it slams it in the chest, and it recoils and you see as from its outstretched hand open in the direction of Shibello, flies off some sort of winged creature through the darkness, and then as you wind up for your second streak of Eldritch energy, the creature steps back and away and back into the crops away from you. Now, Shibello, you will have seen a winged bird come flying up out of the crops there, and it just seems to fly up and kind of in your general direction. But it doesn't fly directly at you. It just sort of darts through the darkness in your general direction.
Mm-hmm. But it's keeping it's not coming at me right now.
That's right. It's not coming at you.
Did I see it came from the guy?
Yeah, you would have seen this black clad figure even through the darkness. You have dark vision and you can see down into that area, so you will have seen it sort of like outstretch its arm overhead and let fly that bird.
So I guess Shibello will say, "I don't know what this bird thing is, but I don't like it." He'll fly away, kind of this direction.
Okay. All right, sure.
And then he'll call out to Virgil, and he'll say, "Get out of the crops as fast as you can."
Okay. So what do you guys do from there? So Virgil, you were lying amidst the crops there, sort of still reeling a little bit from your sudden fall, and you between your own kind of attempt at defense, it seems to the being seems to back off, and you find yourself with a moment of respite, even as you hear Shibello's voice call down from above.
From where I was in the air, would I be able to tell which way would be the fastest way? Like the direction to go to get out of the...
Yeah, absolutely. Just back the direction you came, yeah.
Alright, so I will get up and go that direction.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Since I have Ergathiel's true sight, do I notice anything different about the creature? Like, that might be illusory or anything like that?
Well, let me think about that. So, no, nothing,
Okay.
nothing specific or distinct from what you will have seen before. However, as Virgil comes stumbling out of the crops back in the direction of his friends, you can see the faint light that from Oleander's lantern as you emerge from the crops and sort of do a little vault over the low fence there. You see your friends. You see Shibello sort of darting off overhead to the north for some reason. And maybe as you look up in his direction,
not for some reason.
Okay, well, Virgil doesn't see this. So you see Shibello darting off to the north, and just behind him, you see a bird flying sort of quickly in his direction. Though where Shibello saw a dark sort of hawk-like creature, Virgil, you see the same thing, except that this creature seems to have a trailing, sort of shadowy, what's the right term? Trail of darkness that even through the night ambiance around you notice this distinct sort of like trail of black coming off of the back of the bird.
Do I have... should I bother rolling to see if I know what this thing is, or is there...
Do you mean like an Arcana check or a religion check or something like that?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
2.
All right. So you look up and Virgil, all you can think to yourself is like, what the hell is that?
What the hell is that? So it's behind Shibello?
It's following behind Shibello. Again, it's not this is all happening quite quickly, and so as Shibello kind of flies off in a northerly direction, the bird
Shibello behind you.
Yeah, the bird just seems to be sort of like following him. not like, aggressively coming at him or anything like that, right? It's not darting, but it's following after him.
Right. Yeah, I see it. I wonder what it is. Can I roll an Arcana check?
Sure. Peering over your shoulder, Shibello, you can see if you. Oh wait, no. All you see is a hawk. So that's what you.
Well,
see.
I guess I saw it come out of him. I don't know maybe what type of magic he was doing.
Yeah. So presumably some variant of primal magic. As you've seen, this creature is very much tied to kind of natural fonts of magic, and so much as a druid might summon fey spirits that manifest in the form of beasts and wildlife creatures. Your best guess is that this might be some form of that type of spell. All right. So the rest of the group, it's Shibello is kind of flying around in an attempt to evade this this bird. What is the rest of the party doing in the meantime?
Is Eulogy able to see this bird?
Eulogy. Roll a perception check. It's quite dark. It's a small bird, and it's a dark bird itself. So, no, Eulogy. Eulogy doesn't quite catch a glance of it, but you do.
I'm coming, Virgil.
You would hear Virgil's sort of exclamation of like, Shibello, look out! So I'll say that in that kind of interaction, Eulogy would have been able to sort of clock what was happening.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, Eulogy's gonna approach Virgil, and he's gonna say, "You, well, are you okay?"
That actually might depend on were we supposed to have any temporary HP?
Did you have any temporary HP?
It might depend on how long ago. I don't have any, and so I think that.
Yeah, if we did, I definitely didn't write it down.
Yeah, so
it might depend on
we'll,
battle.
yeah,
that's fine.
I don't think we did.
I'm just a little banged up, but nothing too serious.
Okay, all right. Are we still pursuing the creature? Is it out there?
Yes, the creature was in that field right there.
Well, all right. I guess let's gather up.
Maybe we can set the field on fire.
Force it to come out as opposed to going in. Yeah.
Wait, the field's on fire.
No, you said maybe we should set the field on fire.
Is it crops?
Mm-hmm. It is crops, yeah.
But it's crops.
Oh, I guess it's raining, so that might be hard to do, actually.
Yeah, it is raining.
Even if it wasn't hard to do, that's a lot of crops to just burn to the ground.
Shibello will say, "Why don't maybe Eulogy, if you can check the barn real quick, we'll just keep an eye
Shibello,
out."
you're still up in the air, kind of, I think, actively evading a hawk. So are you coming back down to converse with your friends, or?
And I guess I was just yelling, but am I too far away to yell to them?
I mean, I guess you could. It'd be a pretty interesting sort of mode of interacting with your friends, but you could certainly do that. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, as long as the hawk's not like coming even like closer to me, like if it's staying near me but not coming closer to me, I'm not gonna like be like actively trying to evade it.
Yeah, it's sort of like circling about, right? It's just kind of circling around. So if you're not actively moving around or trying to evade it, it just starts kind of circling overhead around both you and the rest of the party. So anyway, that's where you're at. So yes, you are free to interact with your compatriots.
Sure, yeah, I'll go check,
Yeah.
but perhaps we should try to blast that thing out of the sky first.
Oh yeah, probably a good idea.
5 gold says I'm the one that hits it. And he looks around expectantly.
Okay. So So if you'd like to, you can make an attempt to what? How are you gonna try to deal with it?
Fire bolt, baby.
It's a firebolt. All right. Well, that's got plenty of range. You can give it a go.
Yeah. All right. Fire bolt.
All right. So Eulogy
Okay.
let's fly a firebolt, and it streaks through the sky, and it comes nowhere close to hitting the.
Eulogy yells, "All right. I guess no takers on the bet. That's fine. Don't worry about it." He's
Totally
right.
takers.
So okay, we're just taking. Oh,
We don't
Oleander
have
with a
to
pot shot of his
do
own.
it.
Oleander with a pot shot of his own, and so Oleander, you let fly a bolt from your crossbow, and it flies, and you feel really good about this. I mean, you spent a lot of time when you were young in the Verdurant Forest with your parents and in the company of other folks that you grew up with, you know, practicing with the bow, and this feels just like that first time that you were successful on a hunt, and you see it fly up into the sky. Strangely, you wait. Did your bolt just fly through the bird? You see the glint of the arrowhead of the bolt sort of glisten in the moonlight as it continues beyond the bird, and the hawk, this like, you know, dark hawk as it continues to fly around.
So Shibello will try, I guess, one thing, and he'll...
It's not ordinary bird. It has some sort of shadow trailing behind it.
Shibello will cast Sacred Flame, targeting the bird.
All
The
right.
DC 17 Dexterity save.
What's the range on Sacred Flame?
60 feet.
Okay. Are you still up in the air, or have you come down? You're still up in the air, right?
I'm still up in the air.
All right. So go ahead. You said it's a DC 17.
Yeah.
You said Dexterity save.
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna need to go jump off.
Okay. So your spell, you see it sort of, you know, a flash of radiance up in the sky as you attempt to catch the creature with your sacred flame, but the radiance that erupts in the night sky overhead, it flashes, but you see the hawk-like creature continue on its path. It continues as it seems to evade the brilliant effects of your spell. Okay, so maybe Oleander or Ulfgar, you guys have been sort of looking on as things have proceeded. Is there anything in particular you guys are wanting to do?
No, I guess Ulfgar will just come over and be like, why are you shooting birds out of the sky? Shouldn't we be looking for this thing?
Do we... Matt, are you there? Or Shibello? Okay, Oleander, anything on your end?
Damn it, Virgil, snap out of it. We need to find this thing.
Can you guys hear me now?
We're gonna snap out of it. I said we should stop wasting time trying to kill the bird.
No, not the bird. I'm talking about the creature.
Right.
You know, the one that
That's
shot
what
you
I'm
out of the
trying to do.
sky?
Yes, I said we should keep pursuing this creature.
That's also what I'm saying.
Okay, so wait, tell me to snap out of it.
Well, I said someone should check the barn so we can get that part done.
Fine, I'll check the barn.
We all check the barn together.
Oh my lord.
Well, it looks like Oleander went to the barn by himself.
Yeah, so
Oh,
Oleander,
God.
you step into the barn and you sort of push the doors open before you as you do, and you walk in with your lantern light illuminating before you a gruesome scene in which you see a tangle of gory figures lying in the center of the barn. As best you can make it out, there's sort of the larger carcasses of a couple of riding horses laid out before you, as well as the sort of torn up bodies of one. Is that a second person? It's tough to tell the level of the state that these bodies are in.
Oh my god. Is there anybody in here? Anybody alive?
So you call out, and Oliander calls out, and what you hear is the pitter-patter of rain on the roof, and maybe some of the chatter of your friends outside, but really just the sounds of Ulfgar walking up behind you, your dwarven friend, who also takes in this scene that sort of lays before you all, and if there's anything alive in here, it does not respond. And so just in the center, next to a pail or a barrel of water on the right, and you see the horse pens along the back wall of the barn, completely unoccupied, and just these bloody bodies strewn out on the floor of the barn in front of you.
Ulfgar, what should we do?
I want to get the hell out of this. This is gross.
I'm getting tired of this.
I'm finding a bunch of gross dead scenes. I guess we should check the rest of the barn.
This creature has no problem killing innocents, but won't face us like a man.
How do men face differently than women? Ulfgar replies.
Oh, no. Ulfgar, the woke one.
Okay, so you guys are in there. Did you have something you want to say, Ulfgar?
Nope, I was just gonna say, hey, I'm checking over here, just long as there's anything else in this barn other than this gross-ass, nasty pile of dead bodies, so let's get out of here.
Okay. Did you want to go ahead and roll an investigation check for me?
Okay. Oh, it just rolled in D20. Oh, I have my extension thing off. Do you see it in the chat?
Let me pull it up. Take a look.
I got a 19.
You did get a 19. All right, so with a 19, Ulfgar sort of, you meander around and you cast your gaze across the scene that lay out before you, and although, it sounds like Ulfgar is maybe a little weary of even stepping over some of the splayed out limbs on the floor, but you're able to discern, yes, in fact, there are two humans. It would look like humans in the pile of gore, and it seems like two women. One, by what you can make out of her facial features, one a bit older, sort of maybe later middle age, and one the second woman bearing generally similar sort of features of sort of high cheekbones and a sort of small nose, but maybe 20 years younger. They very much look like a mother and daughter. they
Okay.
lie.
I'm assuming that we don't recognize either of their faces.
No, you guys in your time in Sonatron, you have spent most of your time in the main town, and haven't really made it out much to the outlying farms to get familiar with folks. So you know, you really haven't recognized anyone really that you've come across so far. Although you're just a short ways outside of town.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, Oliander, I think this is gross. We know what's in here, and I don't think there's much more else for us to find in here.
Let's get out of here. It's nasty.
Oh wait, though. I guess is this a ladder right here?
There is a
That
ladder.
leads
Yes.
up to something.
It leads up to. So
Oh.
the ladder leads up to a sort of overhanging. What's the word for that? An overhanging sort of stand.
A loft area.
Of loft, yeah, a loft area up overhead. And you can see a few bales of hay kind of, packed up in that loft area. But you'd have to climb up the ladder to get any better vantage point.
Okay. Well, just now noticing the ladder, Ulfgar will walk over to it and climb up to see if there's anything else or anybody up there.
Sure enough,
Yeah.
climbing up is an easy thing for you, and so you take the step by step on the rungs of the ladder, and when you poke your head up over the edge, you see yet more bales of hay, just bales of hay packed up on this loft, quite efficiently, it seems. You're not a farmer. You didn't grow up around farms, but you're pretty sure they couldn't pack up any more hay in this loft.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, no. I guess I'll just call down to Oliander and say nothing up here of interest. Let's skedaddle.
All right. If anybody is in here, we're from town, here to save people. If you're hiding, we can save you.
Roll a persuasion check. Oliander.
How do you justify giving me advantage on this persuasion check?
Right? Who needs advantage? Who needs advantage? So you feel pretty confident in your delivery of this warm reassurance, and yet you receive no reply.
Wow, thanks for wasting my time. Let's go out, Ulfgar.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
This place sucks. The barn is empty except for some slaughtered horses and women.
Slaughtered women.
Yeah, it's okay. I didn't recognize them.
Maybe that's Pontius, whatever her name is.
It is not.
It's not?
I actually don't know. I don't believe it's Maria Pontius, but I also don't know.
I don't think any of us know what she looks like.
Yeah, none of you have ever met Berea Pontius before, so.
Alright, what are we doing, Lord Virgil?
Is the thing still looking like it's hanging out in the crops?
You can't see it. It when it stepped back away from Virgil as he sort of lie prone before it, it sort of stepped back into the crops, and none of you have been able to clock it since. Shibello, still sort of lingering on his broom of flying overhead, could cast his gaze around and see no sign of the creature.
I'm getting tired of this.
What he does see are scarecrows that poke up through, intermittently throughout the farm lands.
So getting kind of annoyed with the little bird flying around, Shibello's gonna remember he has other stuff. And targeting the bird, he's gonna cast Dispel Magic, hoping that would get rid of it. He doesn't like it.
Alright. Roll a spellcasting check. Spellcasting ability check.
Alright. Boom.
Ooh, that's quite good. That's quite good. And so you see the as you reach your hand out, you incant your dispel magic spell, and you watch as that hawk that has been, this dark hawk that has been circling about, it just wisps away into a small cloud of shadow that just quickly sort of dissipates in the wind.
What did you do?
Dispel Magic.
Excellent.
So then Shibello will fly down to the homies. And wait, where's Ulfgar and Oliander? Oh, there's Oliander.
Ulfgar, I think, is still inside of the barn. Oleander's there next to you.
And he'll just say, we should step away from the field for now, since we can't see it coming, and regroup to figure out what we're going to do next. But not next to the field where it could just blindly attack us.
Oleander, you said that back at the estate, you noticed Vilry had this aura about her that was similar in shape to that creature, like some kind of spirit that latched onto her.
Yes, we both Oleander and I saw it when he used his fairy fire.
Mm-hmm.
It was like he had the shape of the horned creature.
I mean, is there any magic we might use to... I think you told us you weren't able to dispel it, but perhaps we could contain it somehow, like some kind of circle magic?
I don't think know any spells that could do that, but that doesn't mean there aren't other spellcasters that could.
So what are you guys doing?
No, I don't anything else.
Where is Willer's body? Is Ulfgar still holding it, or is it back in the house?
I think in the rush to come outside.
No,
I don't
never
think
mind.
he actually picked her back up.
That's fine. She can stay there.
Oh, why don't you have a phone?
But yeah, Shibello will say, I think we should move back towards the house.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll
Yeah, so
start
not like totally
going that way.
So Ulfgar, are you there?
isolated.
I'm here, but I'm like stuck in this like gray void. I don't know where I'm at.
Okay. You're stuck in a gray void. All right. Well.
Yeah, like I don't see anything, but like a gray circle around me.
What's his picture right now?
Nothing but a gray circle around you.
Yeah, like I can move around and stuff, but all I see is like gray. I mean, I can try refreshing.
Yeah, do that.
Like Thomas.
Oh, what the hell? Your token got placed like way off somewhere. So let me just reset your token.
What the heck? They're
Sorry
playing
about
their D&D game right now. Oh.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, Ulfgar, we can hear the background. Alright, so Ulfgar, let's put you back on the map. Sorry about that. Bam, you are back on the map. Alright, and then Virgil, were you guys, so you guys all started walking back towards the farmhouse? Is that right?
I guess so.
Okay, I'm gonna drop Eulogy for the time being since he's not here. Alright, so yeah, I see Oliander and Shibello had started to make their way towards the farmhouse. Is that tracks? Is that what you guys are doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the farmhouse again.
Okay, just really quick before you do that, as you guys start crossing back over the ground toward the farmhouse, you hear this some sort of sound rippling up just in the middle of the path in between the two houses, and what you see is the ground start to sort of like quaver and out from underneath the dirt you see these like sprouting vines start to sort of erupt and crawl across the ground in every direction, and sort of from that central point from which that seems to be emitting, you see a pool of a sort of slight depression in the ground start to occur, and a pool of water kind of rising up from the ground, and this effect sort of like engulfs all around you guys as it seems to take hold, and these vines sort of, they get bigger and grow larger, and from the outer perimeter around the farmstead you see what look like boulders just shooting up out of the ground, and as though you were being magically transported to somewhere else, you find yourself engulfed in the a very familiar chamber, right? As it closes in overhead, you recognize this chamber from your travels up north into the Verdurn Forest, where you had first encountered this creature, however, there's a distinct difference between the first time you encountered this place and what you see now, and namely that the primary difference is that now the farmstead is there, and rather than the sort of reddish blighted hue that you all had encountered upon your last sort of arrival there, you see that the roots are green and verdant and full of life. What do you guys do? Does that change?
They just sprouted in front of us, you said?
Yeah, quickly, like a very rapid sort of sprouting of these vines that just emerge out, and simultaneously, right, these rocks around the outer perimeter seem to spring up and kind of completely enclose you guys into what looks like an underground cavern, very akin to the one in which you found Vilry in the Verdurn Forest.
Is there a roof? Like, are we covered up?
Yes,
No?
it completely surrounds you and engulfs the area. Now, what you notice is that the buildings are still there, right? The barn that you guys just came back from, and the farmstead sort of house, still right there in front of you.
So we can still get to the buildings? They're not like blocked off?
Yeah, that's right.
Something strange is happening. Let's get to Villery's body.
Shibello was gonna say, regroup at the farmhouse. I'm gonna fly off out of here, or see if I can just figure out if this grew or if we were teleported. I don't know what happened.
So you're gonna try to fly out of here?
He's gonna just get on his broom and kind of fly towards this, assuming, like, entrancey area.
Okay, so Ulfgar sort of puts his broom of flying beneath his knees and starts to dart off through the air in the direction of the apparent southerly entrance or walkway that is, you guys recognized from the time that you were in this this place before. Oliander, what are you planning to do?
I'm still going inside the house.
Still going inside the house. Okay. Virgil, what are you doing?
I'm moving towards Villery's body.
Moving towards Villery's body in the house. Okay, so Virgil's gonna make a beeline towards the house as well. Ulfgar, how about for you?
Also heading towards the house.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and unpause us there, and yeah, as you guys make your beeline toward the porch, except with the exception of Shibello, go ahead and move your tokens.
Well, for me at least, you paused the game. You didn't unpause it.
Yeah, it's unpaused now.
It's on pause now.
Well, it's showing as paused now to me.
Okay, well, just give it a second. It should update. So, I can go ahead and move your token in the meantime. Okay, so you guys start going, and Virgil, since you're the first one who don't that's fine. That's fine either way. So you're the first one to step up onto the porch, and as you do, it's sort of like Shibello flying off to the southern entrance area. The sound of this like throaty wood-like vibration starts reverberating through the area.
Okay.
Now, Virgil, roll a wisdom. Is it wisdom? Let me see. Give me 1 second. Roll an intelligence investigation check for me real quick. Okay. All right. So you notice quite quickly, and sort of think once again to activate your eyes of Regathiel, and as you do, you blink, and you are back at the farmstead. You aren't in a chamber anymore. You are back at the farmstead. Standing on the front porch. You still see your compatriots there around you, but you are back at the farmstead. Okay?
Don't be deceived, everyone!
Flying off there. Okay.
What you saw before is just an illusion. Villery is playing games with us.
Charm was the illusion?
All the vines and vibrant growth.
Does Shibello hear him?
He seems to be yelling, so I suppose you would.
Alright. So with that, he'll kind of abruptly stop on his broom and come back.
Okay, well, before you come back, the form of that tall wood-like creature sort of almost kind of like apparates just sort of below you, up on your broom of flying, and you see it sort of like, you know, appears almost out of nowhere, and it's got its arm stretched up over its head as it starts to give that throaty vibrating cry. And Shibello, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution saving throw. Bum, 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 bum. That'd have been better with the 9.
All right,
but then it
so
went to 6.
Yep, yeah, unfortunately. So it sort of, you know, calls out as it has its arm stretched up in your direction, and you see this sort of like, you know, shadowy efflorescence sort of spring forth from its hand and fly through the air in your direction as this sort of wave of life-sapping necromantic energy washes over your person, Shibello, as you take 36 points of necrotic damage.
Ugh.
And
this thing keeps hurting me. Nothing else has hurt me except for this thing.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw to see if you're able to sort of maintain your grasp on the broom of flying. As you sort of cringe and feel this wave of energy wash over you.
Yeah, dude.
Ooh, yes, you do. Nice. Woo. All right, so you feel this racking sort of life-sapping energy drain on your person, but you sort of, you know, buckle over the broom of flying and just hold on for dear life as you feel it wash over you. All right, everybody, please roll initiative. Really quick after I initiate the combat encounter. Okay. Virgil with a 17, all right. Or a 19, I guess. Nice. Ooh, that was nearly a 20 for Shibello. Oliander with a 6. Ooh, okay, not so good. Ulfgar?
Yeah, give me 1 second. It's just, I was reloading because my thing was still showing as paused, but everything else was good. Like, I was seeing, like, dice rolls and everything, but my game was still showing as paused, so.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Just, is it back for you now? Or do you want me to roll it for you?
No, I'm back
There it
now.
goes. All right. So a 7 for Ulfgar. All right. So then we'll go ahead and start with Virgil at the top of the order. You look out, sort of, you know, looking out at across the farmstead, and you see Shibello having sort of wheeled around on his broom of flying, and he starts to accelerate in your direction before you see this creature. For you, it didn't apparate out of nowhere. You saw it sort of like step forward from the crop line, not too far away, and it steps forward from that crop line and reaches its hand up, and you see this, you know, this wave of necromantic energy, and you are the first to react. What do you do?
I utter a curse in the name of Regathiel on Villery's puppet and cast Hex on it.
Hex, alright.
And then I hold out my hands toward the creature and fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts.
All right. Okay, the 15, not ooh. Okay, so in Virgil's sort of frantic effort to react and maybe help his friend Shibello, he just lets loose 2 gouts of fiery force energy as he casts Eldritch Blast and lets loose Regathiel's sort of flames, but both of them streak through the darkness across the way and just streak right by the creature, and you see its great antlered masked head kind of wheel around in your direction, down and away from Shibello. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. I'm gonna keep moving in the house towards Villery.
All right, move in the house towards Villery. Here, in fact, give me a second. So go. Actually, can you pop back out of the house real quick? I'm just gonna remove these to make it easier.
Wait, if you're putting a trap in there, I'm not going in.
No, that's not it.
Oh, the steps are gone.
Yeah, the steps are gone. And give me just 1 second. Let's do search section limited. All right, there you go. So you look inside, and that's what you see. Or I guess did I do that right?
I'm not inside, and there's no way for me to get inside.
Okay, sorry. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Are you able to see now?
I'm not in the house. I don't know where you like. Are you trying to bring the inside of the house to this map?
Yeah, you should. Does anybody else see the inside of the house?
I just see the roof.
Yeah.
Virgil just sees the roof. Okay.
Oh, I can see the inside.
Yeah, I think everybody else can see the inside. So it's odd. But okay, so either way, you could easily make your way up onto the portion into the house. We'll just, if you want to maybe try reloading your page, that might help.
Okay.
But you make your way inside, and just as you left it, you see Villery lying where Ulfgar left her, and the body of that young girl that you found lying in the mud on the sofa, or the couch. Is there anything else on Virgil's turn?
I mean, if I have enough movement to get to Villery, I just want to get right up next to her. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, she's lying right kind of on the inside of the entryway, so absolutely. All right, so that is the end of Virgil's turn. Shibello. Shibello, you are up.
Shibello is going to move away from this thing because he don't like being next to it. Over here.
Alright, so you start to fly away. Yep.
And then he'll kind of like turn to face it in the air. He'll wave his hand or wave his sickle in the air and say, "You'll not get out of our sight again." As he'll cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
Over it. So DC 17
save, right?
Dexterity save.
Alright.
And then also Shibello's gonna, as a reaction, kind of twist his wrist, and he'll give him minus D6 on that save with his Cosmic Woe.
Cosmic Woe. Alright, so you give a minus 6.
Ha-ha!
Nice roll. Nice roll. So let's see how it fares. So with a -6, its visage sort of lights up with your fairy fire spell, and it's sort of wreathed in this faint purplish light as you enact the spell against it.
And then as a bonus action, Shibello will activate his starry archer form as he casts off a blast from that with advantage because of fairy fire. With a critical hit. Can you guys hear me? Oh,
Yes,
okay,
yes. Cool. All right. Wait, with a critical hit?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
That was the worst critical.
Wah, wah, wah. Okay, but hey, 9 damage isn't the end of the world. 9 damage is pretty good. 9 damage is
Worst
pretty good.
critical.
So yeah, you let loose your starry archer bolt and deal 9 points of radiant damage. All right, Shibello, anything else on your turn? You've moved, you used your action, and
nope. All my actions are spent.
Yeah. All right. So then, Shibello will pass the turn to Oliander. Oliander, what do you do?
Ulfgar got a better initiative than I did.
He didn't. I didn't see him roll his initiative.
His initiative is a 7. Mine was a 6.
Okay, your dexterity modifier is higher, I think.
He got higher than me.
Oh, it shows that Ulfgar's initiative did not register. So actually, you are correct. Let me just make that adjustment here. So you got a 7. Bam. All right. Yep. Good call. Good call. Sorry about that. All right, Ulfgar, you are up.
Boom, baby. Give me attack. Sorry. It's not letting me zoom out to find my character. Give me 1 second. It keeps letting me zoom in, but not out.
Okay, so you are standing in front of the porch, just sort of towards the center of the small farmstead there, just behind Oliander, and due south about, how far is it? Due south, maybe 80 or so feet from you stands that starry creature, or the dark, black clad, great antlered creature. Standing in sort of the entryway to this great cavernous under tree area that you find yourself in.
Ulfgar is going to head towards his friend Shibello with his arms up and ready to fight this wooden Villeray.
Okay. All right. So you said you drew your one of your weapons as you approached?
Correct.
All right. Anything else on Ulfgar's turn?
No, that's it.
All right, Ulfgar. Oliander, you are up, my friend.
All right. Oliander is going to move into the house.
All right.
Next to Villeray. He's going to sort of dash angrily into the house. He is going to draw the thorn and say, Villeray, this is not justice. This is just murder. And he's going to stab the thorn of the dusk rose into her heart.
Okay. So you have an automatic critical, given that she is incapacitated and lies motionless at your feet. Yeah, I mean, you don't even really have to roll to hit, because she is not going anywhere.
Alright. Is there a way to make it so it rolls critical damage?
Yeah, when you hit it, it should roll automatically. Or you should give you the option, excuse me. Or are you talking about in D&D Beyond?
Yeah.
If you right-click the field, it gives you the option to crit damage.
Right-click the field, you said?
Yeah, when you have the D&D Beyond thing active, you see how...
I see. Oh, but then it didn't roll my sneak attack.
As a critical, you mean?
Well, it just rolled like the base weapon damage.
Okay, so we need the just maybe let's reset to go back. Okay, so try rolling the automatic critical from your Thorn of the Dusk Rose with the sneak attack.
I mean, wouldn't you just roll the sneak attack separately? Anyway?
That's not... No. That didn't do the critical. I'm so confused, dude.
Okay, just roll damage twice. That's fine.
Yeah, you just rolled twice.
Yeah, that's fine. So I see we've got 7 piercing, 4 necrotic, 17 sneak attack. Okay, yeah. Alright, so a total of, I see,
28.
32 sneak attack, 32 sneak attack, 9 necrotic. That brings us up to 41 total damage. And then the piercing, another 15. So, that takes us up to, what, 56? 56 points of damage to the motionless and incapacitated Vilry Eldara. And so your Thorn of the Dusk Rose blade jabs into her, right into her heart, and you see her. She's been mostly incapacitated, sort of like half awake, unresponsive, and when you stab her into her heart, which is just below that large scar that was left from Ulfgar's axe when you all last defeated her, and where it had healed back over. So Oleander jabs the Thorn of the Dusk Rose into her, and she sort of seizes up, and her eyes shoot wide open, and they start to dart around and fixate on you, Oleander. They fixate on you in this sort of like wide open, sort of aghast look on her face as she starts to bleed out. But you notice that her blood is not the normal bright red blood that you saw her bleed before. It is this like deep burgundy color, and it oozes out almost like a molasses rather than as kind of the normal watery sort of consistency of blood.
All right. That's my turn.
All right, Oleander. That'll take us to the dark cloaked fairy fire enshrouded creature occupying the entryway to the cavern that you guys see, and it strides forward. Let's see. It strides forward right up to Ulfgar, and as it does, it lashes out with with an outstretched hand that is wreathed in shadows. Ulfgar, I need a Constitution saving throw from you. So Constitution, normally a strong suit. Yeah, normally a strong suit for Ulfgar. For some reason, in this instance, that hand outstretched with its sort of chill touch as it makes contact with Ulfgar's arm. Ulfgar, you feel. Oh, no, that's not the one. Ulfgar, you feel. Wow. Okay, only 20 points of necrotic damage seep from your left arm, and you just feel this this bone chilling cold sort of shoot through, up and down your arm, right up across your chest and down to your left hand's extremities. It's striking. And with that, I think that will be its turn, yes. So that'll take it back to Virgil.
So, does it look like Vilry is on her way out, or does she only seem invigorated by this attack from Oliander?
I don't think invigorated is the right term. She's been stabbed.
This is the first time she's opened her eyes, right?
It's the first. Yeah, it is the first time she's kind of really fully opened her eyes since you all found her in that cavern in the Verduran, and but they're open in an expression of shock, sort of mute shock, as her eyes just sort of fixate in a shaky manner on Oliander.
Oliander, you said there were other people inside?
Yes, there are 2 people upstairs.
Okay, I take my sword of Ergathiel and hold it up, and then I say to Vilry, your opportunity for mercy passed. You must now suffer Ergathiel's vengeance. And I'll bring my sword down on her neck.
All right. Yeah. Similarly, go ahead and roll an automatic critical. All right. So Virgil, with your flame-wreathed sword of Ergathiel, you strike down on the motionless Vilry as she's just sort of in that kind of shocked stupor on the floor, and you let your blade fall on her across her neck. How do you want to do this?
Yeah, her neck.
Okay, so she's lying on the floor. So are you trying to slice her across the throat, or what are you really doing here?
I mean, if I can, I would like to remove her head.
Remove her head. All right. Yeah. Sure enough, she's motionless there, and with a sort of heavy downstroke of your blade, you go to cut through her neck, and your blade catches in her in the sort of tissue of her neck, and it doesn't get all the way through, but you cut deep, and blood, the similar sort of thick, sort of dark burgundy, syrupy blood starts to sort of ooze out of her newest wound, and there's this sort of gaseous, sort of shadowy darkness that begins to emerge, both from the puncture over her heart and sort of betwixt the flames wreathing your Regathian longsword. There's this like shadowiness that starts to just sort of exude forth from her. Anything else on your turn, Virgil?
I'm just gonna take a step back into the doorway here, and just gonna look. I want to. Does this guy look like he's reacting at all to the fact that Villery's body has been mangled now?
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, shit. That's it for Virgil. Well, shit.
Shibello, you're up.
Shibello will move away slightly. And yeah, then he'll kind of call out, saying, We need help out here! And then he'll turn back to the creature, and he'll cast Produce Flame, creating a mini little fireball that he hurls at the creature.
Alright, go ahead and cast your fireball spell. With advantage. Alright. A 25 hits.
For 10 points of fire damage.
Nice. 10 points of fire damage.
And then, as a bonus action, he'll use Starry Archer Blast. Boo. Wow. Roll 2 3s with advantage. I'm pretty confident that doesn't hit.
Yeah, it does not hit at 2 3s.
And that'll be Shibello's turn.
Alright, so after Shibello, Ulfgar, you've got the initiative. Ulfgar, you might be on mute. Or maybe not. Ulfgar, you got 10 seconds. Otherwise, you're dodging. Are you there? Okay, I think it's probably a safe bet that Ulfgar would actually make some attacks on his turn. So maybe we'll.
Yeah, chop.
Yeah. I don't want to make him lose the action economy, especially in this situation. So,
What are your eyes at?
So he's got.
One shot.
He's got his. I'm gonna assume he'd use his. What he'd use? Storm Splitter. He usually uses Storm Splitter, right?
He said a great axe. I don't know what great axes he has.
Yeah.
I didn't say great axe.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
Oh.
So Ulfgar, it's your turn.
All right, he's gonna swing at Villery's thing with the great axe.
He's like, I didn't say a great axe. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I did. All right, well, go ahead and make your attack rolls. Ay, okay, so
you have advantage.
You have advantage because of fairy fire. So go ahead and roll another d20.
Good.
Oof. Okay, a 15 does not hit. 15 does not hit. That's your first attack of the turn.
Yeah, I'll go for a second one.
All right.
There.
This time with a 26 to hit, your blow lands. So chopping out once, the figure sort of skirts your axe blow, and then but you follow up unexpectedly with your second in a clean arc to deal 18 points of damage, 9 slashing and 9 lightning. That's a good hit. All right.
Yes, and then what I would like to do is use my bonus action to enter a barbarian rage.
All right. So Shibello, you see Ulfgar sort of limber up after having taken that blow, that sort of life-sapping blow to his left arm. He grasps his storm splitter great axe in his right hand, and he lashes out once, misses, lashes out a second time, and Shibello, you watch on as you see the lightning spring forth from his axe as he makes contact, and it shocks and shudders the figure before him. Right. Ulfgar, anything else on your turn?
That is all.
That is all. Oliander, you're up.
All right. Vilry's unconscious, right?
Vilry is quite incapacitated. Yeah, so she's... Oops. So yeah, you see her sort of, she's cut up. She's bleeding from the wound over her heart that you had punctured in her chest, as well as this like gash in her neck that Virgil opened up, and she's just sort of like quietly and mutely like writhing there, like in sort of quiet shock, completely incapacitated and helpless.
All right. Oleander will step out of the doorway. Why is it not letting me? There. We'll step out of the doorway and fire a crossbow bolt at the dude over there.
Okay.
It still has the fairy fire on it, right?
It does, so the disadvantage from the range is negated by the...
I'm not at disadvantage because of the range.
Are you not?
My range is 80.
Oh, okay, nice. For some reason I was thinking 60.
Yeah, no, you used to be using hand crossbows. I'm using just a regular light crossbow.
That's what it is. All right. So yes, so with advantage because you are within range. All right, great.
Wait, Devin, what was the key shortcut to give it advantage or disadvantage?
You can right-click with your mouse on the attack roll button and then select advantage.
Control Shift.
Or it sounds like maybe Control Shift works too.
Are you kidding me? Okay.
Weird. So 14 to hit does not get there, unfortunately. Yeah. So Oleander sort of steps out onto the porch and fires off his crossbow bolt, and Oleander, you see it sort of fly out across the cavern that you guys are in, but it misses its mark. You were maybe a little too generous trying to avoid Ulfgar in the melee. Anything else?
All right, that's the end of my. Well, I'm just gonna step to the side to give Virgil free space, and then that's the end of my turn.
Okay. So Ulfgar, having just landed a decent blow against the creature there before you, it recoils from or recovers from that sort of shocking lightning that you sent shuddering through its body, and it lashes out with two massive claw attacks. And you are raging, so you'll get the benefit of that. Its first to hit is a 21.
That hits.
Okay, so that hits for a total of 21 points of damage. That's Actually, let me double check here. Yeah, so 21 points of damage. 7 point. That's 7 points of necrotic, and 14 points of slashing. Which I think you have resistance to both of those anyway. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're confusing me there. I thought you were adding more damage. She was like, "Holy crap!"
No.
Okay.
No. I was just trying to account for
No,
the types.
you just told me the breakdown of it. So it's
Yeah.
21 total, and that's not halved, right? That's just like the raw total. Yeah.
That's the raw total. Yeah. So your barbarian rage resistance should have those.
Cool.
Okay. And for its second attack, it is going to strike out at you again with a hit. This time, striking you for, let's see, for 9 points of slashing damage and 7 points of 7 points of necrotic damage, so a total of 16 points of additional damage on its second attack.
Okay.
So the sort of looming figure slashes out once and kind of bats Ulfgar a little bit to the side, and then it lashes out a second time and sort of smacks him back the other way. But his stout dwarven sort of stature, he's able to sort of take the blows and roll with them and stay toe to toe in the fight. Otherwise, the spirit begins to sort of move in, sort of circle around Ulfgar in this direction. All right, and that'll be its turn. Passing the initiative back over to Virgil. What are you gonna do, Virgil?
Oleander, do you have a way to create fire?
No.
Magic? No?
No.
Bruce, is there a torch or lantern in this room?
There is a candle sitting on the table here.
Is that much?
Yeah, it's not much at all.
Okay. And Valerie looks the same, or what's her deal right now?
She does not look like great condition. She's on the verge of death. At least she appears to be on the verge of death by any normal elf or humanoid in general. Right? She's bleeding quite heavily from her neck wound and from the jab in the chest that Oliander and Virgil had delivered to her.
Okay, I'm gonna fire off and Eldritch Blast at the wood guy.
All right, you can go ahead and do that with advantage. Don't forget your advantage.
Why do I have advantage?
I'm like, these are the worst rolls with advantage.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Right,
so the first your first Eldritch Blast flies wide of the mark, but your second. Your second hits. Your second bolt hits, dealing. Ooh, nice. 8 plus your Hexblade's Curse. And then did you give the... Because you also had the Hex spell, right? Oh, that okay. Nope. There, I see your extra one, right? So I see a total of 16.
And then as a let's see here, as a bonus action, I'm gonna deal it 4 damage.
As a bonus action.
My maddening hex feature.
Okay. So I'm counting.
Sorry, I don't do that. It has to be within 30 feet of me.
Oh, okay. Good catch. But 16 damage is still a good chunk. to deal out. So you let fly another fiery gout of force from your outstretched hand, and it shoots across the open farm-scape that you see before you, sort of underneath Shibello, and it slams into the back of this black-clad spirit creature before you. All right. Anything else on Virgil's turn?
Oh, is there, other than the lantern that Oleander is holding, is it light out here now or no?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's
that's it for
still
me.
nighttime. Yeah. All right. Shibello, you are up.
Alright. Shibello is going to kind of fly around to this side. Then he'll say, "We can defeat this thing together, Ulfgar." And he'll activate his emboldened bond, targeting himself and Ulfgar. I think you guys are too far away, unfortunately. Yes. And then he'll use his bonus action to shoot off a Starry Archer blast at this dude.
Emboldening Bond gives an extra D4 on attacks, ability checks, and saving throws. Okay, got it. So, Ulfgar, remember that you have essentially the equivalent of a bless. And did you put that on yourself as well, Shibello?
I did.
3 willing creatures. Yes. Okay. Alright, so I see your starry form, you got a 23 to hit, and 10 radiant damage. Okay, so Shibello, quite a productive turn, dealing out 10 points of radiant damage, as well as buffing your friend Ulfgar and yourself. Alright, anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay. Ulfgar, that turns the initiative over to you.
Already desperate to not look like a fool just swinging at the air. He is going to swing at the antler creature again. I still get advantage, yeah?
That you do, yeah. Fairy Fire is still up. Alright. 27 to hit is definitely going to land your blow.
Nice.
Alright, so Ulfgar, you step forward as it sort of wheels its way around you. You track it as it goes, and you find an opening right when Shibello casts his starry archer form bolt down on its left shoulder, and as it's sort of recoiling away from Shibello in that moment, you lash out for 15 points of damage.
Alright. I will lash out again.
Alright. Woof. Good thing for that advantage. A 21 is going to hit as well. Dealing... I think you might have rolled it damage twice, so I'm going to take the first one. Oh wait, no, it only rolled once. Sorry, I was mistaken. No. It displayed twice on my screen, but no, it just came through once. So I see 11 slashing and 6 lightning for a total of 17 more points of damage. All right.
I'm also gonna make it a superiority die attempt and go ahead and try to make it a trip attempt. So.
All right, making it a trip attempt.
What'd you say?
I was just acknowledging. Yeah, trip attempt.
Okay, so yes, DC 16 strength save. Or tripped. And an additional 6 damage.
Okay, so as you catch it with the second attack, you feel your axe bite in to its what would be maybe its left thigh area, and you sort of lurch it in your direction to try and yank it off of its off of its feet. But you feel you feel your axe come flying out. Without really taking the creature down. It seems to have the resilience and sort of sure-footed or sure standing of almost like a tree rooted to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But you do that extra 6 points of damage, which is great.
Okay. And then Ulfgar is going to go ahead and action surge so he can attack 2 more times.
What?
You're action surging? Okay.
There it is. Boom,
Right.
baby. There's going to be another trip attempt. Nice.
Alright, so you're using another trip attempt, is that what you said?
Correct.
Alright, so I'm reading a total of 35 points of damage. Man. Plus the 2d8s, another 9, so 30, 35, 44. 44 points of damage. Alright. You deal 44 points of damage, and it needs another strength saving
This
throw.
is not adding, Bruce. This is not adding. This isn't adding rage damage automatically. Just as a heads up. So each of those hits is an additional 2 damage.
Additional 2 damage. Okay, so I'll go ahead and add in 4. And it's going to give another... You said another 2 damage for each hit, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So...
It is adding your rage, Devin.
No, it's not.
When you're doing the Storm Splitter one?
Yeah, it's not adding my rage.
Yeah, if you hover over, it says 2d6, and then R symbol equals 2.
I think that's actually that's not the rage. That's a re-roll if he rolls less than 2 because he has a great weapon
I think a
fighting.
little bit, but I feel like
Oh, yeah.
it's probably they got a lot better change. I think it's just gonna take a little bit to fade.
All right. So Ulfgar, is that the end of your turn? So you again try to trip this creature. It doesn't seem to dislodge.
Okay, and then I'll go in for my 4th swing.
All right. Your 4th swing again lands a hit.
Nice.
That's why it's re-rolling. That makes sense.
So for an additional 19 points of damage. And plus the 2 for your rage, so that brings it up to 21. 21 points. So Ulfgar just starts just starts going at it with his Storm Splitter, and there's your friends would see the sort of like arcs of lightning sort of jutting off of the axe head as you land each of your blows and pull your axe free of the woody sort of lodging the purchase that you find in each blow, one after the other.
Sounds good. And then to close out my turn, I'm going to use my second wind ability as a bonus action to heal myself 1d10 plus 5.
1d10 plus 5. Alright, for a total of 10 points of healing. Alright. Oleander, you're up.
Alright, so I'm going to fire a crossbow bolt at boy over there.
That boy over there. Okay. Go for
That
it.
boy over 25.
Alright, a 25 to hit is definitely a hit. And I see, well, it looks like it... Did it already roll damage for you?
Yeah, so it's 17 damage.
Alright. 17 points of damage. Okay, so Oleander, you think you find your opening now, finally sort of in the melee. It wheels its way around Ulfgar, and as he's in the midst of hacking at it, you find your moment and finish reloading and send your crossbow bolt flying directly between its shoulder blades.
Alright, nice. And then I'll use my movement to step closer to Virgil. And as my bonus action, I will do the use object thing as part of my cunning action.
Okay.
Not my fast hands. And I'm going to pull out a candle and light it, and then hand the candle and a flask of oil to Virgil.
Okay.
Take them.
Okay. All right. Anything else on all?
So I'm just gonna hand the candle and the flask to Virgil, and just say, "Remember, you can't resurrect someone who doesn't have a body." And that'll be my turn.
Okay. So that will pass the turn to the creature. And let's see. Just gonna check real quick. Okay. So it is going to. It is going to stretch out its hand at. Well, let me see here. Yeah, it's going to stretch out its hand toward Ulfgar. Ulfgar, and as it reaches its left hand outward in your direction, you see this aura of almost like, pale green sickliness, and it quickly transitions from a pale green to a faint pink, and then to a sort of writhing red as it reaches its hand out in your direction. I need a Constitution saving throw from you. Man.
Get a plus D4 for what it's worth.
Yeah, plus D4. Do you want to add it?
Yeah. Does this happen to be a poison effect by any chance?
It is not. No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll do the D4 then.
All right. So for a total save of 14, that's still going to be a failure. As it reaches out and it grasps Ulfgar. It grasps you by the shoulder with this sort of efflorescent red sort of trailing aura in its hand, and just as it reaches out, you can't help but feel like it reminds you of the red glow of the blighted bulbs that you saw in the Verduran forest, and it grabs your shoulder, and you feel this excruciating just pain, almost like a nerve shock, rush out from your left clavicle across the whole of your chest and arm, and you take 48 points of necrotic damage. Your hit point total is reduced by that amount.
Is the hit point total reduction reduced in accordance to the damage, the half damage that I took?
I'll rule that it can only reduce your hit points insofar as it damaged you. So yeah.
Okay. So then you said the total was 48, so I take 24.
So you take 24 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
All right. And then I think so. Then it'll look up at Shibello, kind of hovering not far away, and it will step away. Excuse me, away from Ulfgar and Shibello. Ulfgar, you get an attack of opportunity. Should you want to take one?
Boy, you know it.
All right. Well, with a okay, yeah. You already applied advantage there, so just 2 bad rolls. This is not Ulfgar's night. So the still reeling from this immense racking pain.
Well, really quickly, does emboldening bond work on multiple rolls in a turn, or do I have to wait an entire turn before I use it again?
No, it's once per turn.
Once per turn. Okay, never mind.
This turn.
Yeah.
All right.
You can use it on your turn, but not this turn.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
So still writhing from this immense pain that it just injected into your body. Ulfgar tries to lash out, but he can't quite muster the strength to connect with a blow before it sort of glides away from him, and it glides. Let's see, how far does it glide? Okay, it's gonna glide over here. So it seems to be sort of like heading off in the direction of the wall of the cavern, right? The vine-covered wall of the cavern, and as it does, it seems to disappear.
Coward.
So it disappears. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Virgil, that'll pass the initiative over to you. Now, the important caveat is that where it disappears to all of your friends' view, you see it quite clearly as it's heading toward the crop line, just to the southwest of this main sort of like farmstead area. It's still in your view.
So what is it? It's like over here?
It's like due south from where you are, in the doorway.
Oh, like... Okay. Well, like it's like coming towards me?
No. It's seeming to disengage. So it disengaged from Ulfgar, and it sort of went in a southwesterly direction, heading toward the crop line, to the south. South.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna pull Villery's body and drag her down the stairs if I can.
All right. Sure.
Should have enough movement, I guess. And wait. Select these. And then, so I want to bring her out here. Dump the lantern oil on her body, and then light it.
Okay, so you are lighting the bleeding Villery as you drag her down from the stairs, and then sort of douse her with the oil and drop the candle on her.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Go ahead and roll. What's the typical? I'll roll it like an alchemist fire type of effect. Which is what is that 46s for alchemist fire?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll do go ahead and roll 4d6.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah. So the So the candle sparks on the oil-soaked body of Vilry, and it doesn't catch quite as spectacularly as it normally would if she wasn't also like pretty wet with like water and in the rain. But it catches nonetheless, and the flame spreads quickly across her form, and you see her eyes still sort of wide in a sort of shocked expression. They don't close, right? At close as she burns her. You see her clothes that you all had put on her start to burn up, and her skin with it. Yeah, she's burning alive there at your feet. And Virgil, if you wheel your gaze around to the creature, seeming to make a retreat toward the crop line, it seems completely unperturbed by this.
God damn it.
All right. Anything else on Virgil's turn? I think you might have some movement or a bonus action that you could potentially use.
The creature's more than 30 feet away from me, right?
Yes, it is.
No, Virgil just looks frustrated as he can't seem to figure out what to do.
Okay. All right, so then that'll turn the initiative over to Shibello. Shibello, what do you do?
So, seeing how badly injured and not being able to see the creature himself, Shibello, seeing how badly injured Ulfgar is, Shibello will fly down basically to him, rest his hand on his shoulder, and he'll say, "Here, let me try to help heal some of your wounds. I know you took some bad hits there." And he'll cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level. Healing for this roll that will eventually happen when my computer unfreezes.
Okay. So we've got that healing roll coming in. Oh, there it is. Oh, nice. Nice. 20 points of healing. Woo!
Another D4 from my sickle. So another 2.
Okay, great.
Nice.
All right. Anything else on Shibello's turn?
Same action. Can't see it. So let me use the whole movement to get down there. So no more things on Shibello's turn.
All right. That'll turn it over to Ulfgar.
Ulfgar will confusedly look around with the creature disappeared, and he will just, I guess, start to sort of, inch off in that direction, right? And just with a hand outstretched and trying to see if he feels anything.
Okay. So you do that. Make a melee attack roll. Not that you're attacking, but just a melee attack roll to see if you make contact with anything.
Do like basically like an unarmed strike sort of thing?
Yeah, just roll an unarmed strike, just to see if you make contact with anything. Okay, so Ulfgar, you go sort of flailing and toward the wall there, and you feel you don't make contact with anything but air.
Okay, well, he will angrily yell, "Coward! You are a coward!" And that's my turn.
That's his turn. Then I'll turn it over to Oliander.
I'm Is Valerie still unconscious?
I think it's fair to say that she is now dead. Yeah, she's definitely she's definitely dead. No
she
longer
got lit on fire.
She did, yeah.
Virgil, where did it go? Is it over?
I point in the direction it went.
Yeah, Virgil, you can see it. It's actually only like maybe 5-7 feet in front of your friend Ulfgar, who's just like, you see him like heading in the direction of the crop line, and he's waving his hand around and sort of frantically trying to slap at something, and he's just like just off target in the other direction.
Wait, how is it not able to be seen if it's under fairy fire?
Because there are visual obstructions between you and it that you perceive.
Seems a little whack. Seems a little suspect.
If you had line of sight, you might be able to see it, but
I don't know what to do. You gone. Alright. I will.
Can I tell Oleander, it's right there, just 5 feet to the right of Ulfgar. I don't know. Like, is that? Can I?
Yeah.
You know how snipers have the dudes with the binoculars next to them who are like, "Yep, definitely over there."
You can,
All right,
you can give it a try. I mean, it'll be a disadvantage if you go for it, but you can give it a try.
But he's under fairy fire, so it cancels out.
No, because you can't see the fairy fire.
No, I don't know. Rules check.
Hey, if you want to give it a go, you can give it a go at disadvantage.
That's unfortunate.
Whatever.
I mean,
I guess we'll never know if I hit because I can't see it.
Yep, that would be true.
All right, that's Virgil. How did I do? Did I get it, Paul? Did I get it?
So Virgil, you don't necessarily see his bolt, but you do see the black cloaked antlered spirit creature or whatever it is continue off in that direction that it had been moving into the crop line, and it fades from your view as well. And so you guys, at least for so that's the end of the round, and because at the end of this round there isn't an obvious active threat to you guys, we can go ahead and drop out unless you guys want to maintain turn order to take some additional actions.
I mean, Virgil can see it, and Eldritch Blast got a distance on it. So,
it has since disappeared into the crop line, so he actually doesn't have line of sight on it anymore.
Should be emanating a fairy fire, though.
So again, fairy fire, it doesn't, you can't see it through physical obstructions, so.
Yeah. What?
Wouldn't it be like glowing? Like, wouldn't there just be like a glow?
So Virgil can't see it.
You guys see mines and rocks, right? You guys see the map here. It walked through the rocks and disappeared.
Yeah, Virgil.
But right now, but we're saying you, Virgil.
Okay.
I guess I was going with the idea that fairy fire is like a glowing effect.
Yep, and Virgil can't see the creature anymore.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. So, are there any? Do you guys want to maintain turn order, or would you like to drop out?
I don't know. We can drop out again.
I mean, yeah. If you want to say this is like a stopping point, it's 11.
Probably, yeah.
Right here.
I don't think those expired, do they?
Yeah, I think that might make sense. So the so you guys well, I guess in particular, Virgil, you watch as this being, this creature, sort of disappears into the crop line and seems to completely disappear from your view. Meanwhile, the rest of your companions, look on as just behind you, Virgil, lying in a heap, in a flaming heap at the base of the stairs, is the motionless body of the resurrected Vilri Eldara. Well, resurrected no more, it seems, by virtue of your yes.
She's refried beans.
She's refried beans. Yes. But this sort of manifestation of the natural the great tree chamber remains, and so we'll pick it back up there next week. Woo! A lot of stuff going on there.
That's crazy.
Mercenary over.
So the burning Vilri alive, man. Oof.
The prophecy says
Times call for desperate measures.
the prophecy mentioned fire, so
Hey, it was a roll of dice. It was a roll of dice. Well,
Really had no idea what else to do with her. Like, she won't talk to us. She's just murdering
I sure as hell
everyone.
wasn't going to carry her body back from the swarm. It's just too much work.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where we just move out of the haunted house, you know?
Sonatron's a wrap, everybody. No.
We're trying to be nice.
Yeah, sorry, Virgil. You can become the lord of a different place.
All right, guys. Well, hey, we'll pick it back up next week. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Yeah.